Good morning, everybody. I just want to let you know that this is the third day that I have had no anxiety, okay? I think I found the secret. I really did. I'm the kind of person that listens to YouTube all day and night, even while I'm sleeping, because I'm always trying to figure something out, right? And I'm always trying to listen to give me some good healthy advice about this, or maybe if I'm whatever I'm going through, I want to learn about it. So I always have it on. And then at night when I'm sleeping, I need something to just comfort me. So let me listen to, a nun talk, because she has a very gentle voice, or let me listen to the promises of God. And you're saying, but that's all good stuff, Lisa. And I'm like, yes, it is. However, what's even better is practicing silence. You see? My priest has been talking about finding the baby Jesus during the Christmas season. So the Christmas season extends even past December 25th. Did you know that? In the Catholic Church. Yes, it does. So when I'm driving, I haven't put any music on. But if I'm washing dishes, I do it in the silence. If I'm in my car, I'm in the silence. And you might be like, Lisa, that's too frightening. It has been frightening for me to do that. Like frightening, because then I have to be faced with, the loss of Stephen, or with Sarah and her health. That's my daughter. She suffered with cancer and she's okay. And, relationships and, like what's going on. So I don't want to think about those things because it hurts too much. So, and I notice that the more that I am quiet, the more that I can hear God. I can hear my own thoughts. Maybe something will pop into my head and I think about it instead of listening to someone else's voice. And then I think about the conversation that I can have with God in prayer, just existing and being. And it's very, very frightening for me to do that. But lately it's been a practice. And when you're ready, maybe you're not ready, and that's okay. You'll get there. Little steps, just drive with no noise, start off with just that, or just do your dishes with no noise. And then, or just, try to go to sleep without it, here and there. And that's what I did. And now I'm just all in. And it all started when I started practicing how to be perfect in church. Lisa, kneel perfectly. Say it perfectly, because I want to get lazy because it's so early in the morning and I don't want to talk. And I'm just like, I let everybody else talk while I think it in my head. No, now I'm saying it, you see? So it started off with being perfect, exercising yourself, right? We seem to only want to exercise our muscles, right? Like our physical muscles, but we have to exercise our will. In order to get to heaven, you have to exercise your will. That's how you get there. God's will be done. Well, you have a will too. And you have to exercise it into the right zone. So if you have a problem with something, you have to do the opposite of that. Find out what the opposite of that is and work on that instead of staying there. Does that make sense? So this is what I've been practicing, and it's just awesome. And I'm so proud of myself. I wanted to eat pecans and dates last night, really, like at 10 o'clock at night. I was like, Lisa, don't do it. And I didn't. I fought through that. Yes, I had to keep coaching. And then this morning, I woke up a little early and I started thinking, stinking thinking. And I was just like, oh, and I started thinking about many things. And I'm just like, oh. And I actually talked to myself and I said, Lisa, God has a plan for your life. I actually said this to myself. God has a plan for your life, and I don't want you to worry about it. I just want you to go back to sleep. And I said, okay. And I did. It was awesome. See? If you could talk to somebody else, you could talk to yourself, right? All right, so I'm going to go to Mass. So isn't this amazing? I'm not kidding. I am here. Oh, he's ready now. I'm here to pick up my friend Chris to go food shopping, but I still am anxiety free. I leave all the music off. I leave all the sermons off. All the how-tos, all the relationship experts, all of that. I leave it off and I feel so much better. I actually feel peace. Because now I'm in tune with God constantly rather than other people's voices. You know what I mean? So we're back home now. I took Chris shopping. I have my groceries here. And the mister, he's there too. He always has to check out the bags that I get, huh? Yes. You see the mister on TV? Do you? Do you see the mister on TV? It's you, honey. Do you see the mister on TV? Yes, you do. I know you do. Chris and I were talking. He's so smart. I told him to go look out the window because I just fed the crows, so they're coming. And he's waiting. Why am I here talking to you right now? Because Chris and I were talking about that God is, we keep thinking that we're waiting to hear from God, okay? But it's really that like God, yeah, we wait expectantly for God to do above and beyond. He says to wait expectantly. That's what we do. We wait expectantly to hear from him. But he knows that we are to get up. We're supposed to do our daily duties, all of this here. But he's waiting for us. Yes, he is waiting for us as well. You get it? So when I'm driving to go to church, it's in the silence. Of course, unless I'm talking to somebody on the phone, but you have to be careful with that too. Are you talking too much to somebody on the phone? You always want to pick up the phone and call somebody, so we have to be careful of that. But the majority of your life, I'm realizing, should be in the silence. It doesn't mean, right now I have the heater on, you can hear that. I hear the birds chirping, I was in the grocery store. I could hear music. I could hear the people, in the registers and the beeping and that's not what I mean. Because you can be quiet even there. It just means like be mindful, right? Be mindful. Because I kept saying, what am I doing wrong that I should have so much anxiety? Lord, I go to mass every single morning. I pray the rosary every day practically. I am keeping you in the forefront of my mind everywhere I go all day long. Like, what am I doing wrong that I should have this anxiety? And I know it's trust. So when we don't trust, we have the anxiety, right? That's really what it is, right? So how do we trust, right? And it really is having this dialogue during our day. And I put down the phone, right? I'm not listening to videos and I'm not even listening to music on my radio. I love symphony music. And there's a time and place for all of that. But, like I was constantly bombarding my brain because I didn't want to think. Because when I think, it hurts because of what I have to think about, And so this dialogue, when I was shopping last night, I was driving the car and I was in the silence. And I was faced with thinking whatever came into my mind, right? And then I'd say to God, well, what do you think of that? I'm having this dialogue, and presenting things to him, And so this is my third day with no anxiety. Do I have questions? Do I still have a little heartache and going like, oh Lord, what about this or that? And I'm like, I know, it's your holy will, Lord, So I just had a ton of peace. I have to share this with you because maybe you're bombarding your mind with music and just activities and noise all around you because you don't want to think, I used to be really good at silence, and now it's been almost 5.5 years that I haven't been silent. And I've been doing small practices to get myself there. And it all started recently because of practicing to be perfect in Mass. Yes, don't put my backside on the pew. If I'm gonna kneel properly, Lisa. If I'm gonna pray the rosary, don't just say it in your head and leave it up to everybody else to do it for you. When I say certain prayers in church with everybody after the priest, I'm supposed to be saying it. Instead I'm like, I'm really tired, it's early in the morning, and I just really want to close my eyes, and I'll just think it. No, do it perfectly, Lisa. Get it? And then I started noticing when I left Mass, I felt so peaceful. I was like, I wonder why that was. That was because of my practices. And then, so I thought, you know what? I want some more of that. So I did. I would bring it. I didn't listen to anything on the way home. And I was like, oh, the peace is still there. Because that anxious feeling that we have is really God squeezing our heart and saying, hello, you can do this for 3,000 years if you want, but it's still, the protocol is still going to be the same, Lisa. So So squeeze my heart, get my attention. Okay, Lord. And then shut things off and just do your, I'm going to put all the groceries away now in silence. You see? Because I want God to show up, you know, because he's waiting for me as well. Do you see the crows? Are they outside? Do you see the crows outside, Mister? Look for crows. They're coming. I put the bread out there. They're going to eat. The crows are going to eat outside. Look for the crows. I had to come back here. I'm eating sauerkraut. Because trusting, we have to trust God. What does that look like? How do you trust something you cannot see? Well, because you are going to be silent so that you can hear this being that you cannot see, right? Mr. Kitty, they're outside. Look, he actually came here. The crows are outside, Mr. Kitty. Yes, they're gonna come. Oh, believe me, they'll be back. Oh, I think they're coming. Do you see it? Yes, you do. You do see it. Go look in the window. So it's in the, oh, there they are. There they are. The crows are outside, mister. Look. Oh, they're looking for more. So the thing is, you being silent, right, will get you in touch. See? Because while you're working, while you're shopping, while you're driving, while you're watching your kids, while you're working, wherever you are, while you're worried, whatever it is, you are showing God that you are silent, okay? It doesn't mean the room has to be silent. If I'm at the grocery store, it doesn't mean it has to be quiet in there. It just means it's like you saying, I am here, Lord. You get it? I am here. I'm driving the car. I'm quiet. I am here. See? And he speaks to you in this knowing. He helps you to figure it out. And if you don't hear anything, you receive the peace because Jesus is the Prince of Peace. Yes. So this is all stuff that I know, right? I'm 53 years old. I should know all this by now. And I'm just never experiencing it because I'm so bombarded with anxiety all the time. In my marriage, there was a day where I was like so hurt. And I went upstairs and I laid down on my bed and I had grabbed this crucifix that both Steve and my husband and my son made for me. And it was like for Mother's Day or Christmas, I can't remember, but I put it was really kind of big, right? So I put it on my chest and I laid down. And do you remember Star Wars where the walls were closing in and the dumpster on them to squish them? Well, I felt like that. It was like a metal sheet from my toes to my head was pressing me into the bed. I actually felt like this physical. It was like, whoa. It was so heavy with suffering that I was just like being pressed. And I all of a sudden realized, I said, wait a minute. I'm like, Lord, this is you. Because I thought about it and I was like, you would never give us too much where we couldn't handle it. So you only give us enough that we can handle. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. If that's so, that means the pressure I am feeling right now is the amount of pressure that God wants to give to me. So, tail, Mr. Kitty, tail. You want to see the crows out there? Okay. You see, you understand? Go ahead. Go. So I realized it was the hand of God pressing me down. It was him. So now all of a sudden it started becoming delightful. And I was like, I was enjoying the pressing. It was like I didn't even want it to end. Talk about, whoa, right? I went from suffering to agonizing pain. And then all of a sudden I was delighting it. It was like, this is you. This is your pressure. So now I look at anxiety as a little turn of his hand squeezing my heart and saying, Lisa, you need to spend quiet time with me. That's a good indication. Wow, good stuff. Right. It's a barometer.